What's up guys, I'm Sunny. Welcome back to another Injustice 2 Showcase Series video. In this video series we check out all the epic gear sets of a specific character, look at all individual epic pieces, then I'll go into practice mode and do a demonstration of the abilities. If you do enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button, really appreciate that. Also, I have my Twitch and Twitter in the description, so if you're interested in catching some streams or other stuff, don't forget to follow that. But let's get into checking out this showcase series. I have Superman, finally got his last piece in a aftermatch drop nonetheless. Been looking for this piece for like 4 months now. Finally was able to pick it up. So got Superman done. Now we're going to check him out. The first epic loadout that we are going to look at is just like the rest of them, where it's just random epic pieces that's just a little bit different than the epic gear sets. Have the Godfall shader on there, so got a different seal, try to make some different legs, arms, chest piece, all that stuff, just to get a different feel of what you can do with some Superman gear. But let's check out the very first epic gear set. The first piece is the two-piece set, Armor of the Yellow Sun. This was the one that I was missing forever. It was the torso piece of the two-piece set. Got the Sacrificial Sun shader on there. I love this shader, the gray, white, silverish looking shader. I think this shader looks really good. Got that Jor-El Seal of Strength, the backwards S. I love the emblem as well. I think that looks really good. But the arm pieces, legs, all of that looks really nice, I think. Checking out the bonuses, what we get. 2 out of 2. It's just one bonus because it is just the two-piece set. But Quick Charge, Superman's Unchained character power cooldown is reduced by 20%. So just a quicker cooldown on your character power, which is nice, I guess, in player matches. But this is just the two-piece set. Moving on to the three-piece set. It is called the House of L. It includes torso, or head, torso, and arms. This is the one that has the blue heat vision, which is really nice. So if you're looking to check that out, I will do a demonstration in practice mode when we get to that. But have that orangish green shader on there. I think that looks really good. But the rest of the other epic pieces, again, are just random epic pieces trying to make the loadouts look different. The seal, Crest of Unlimited Power, not his best one, but it is different without the S. Got that little lightning bolt and stuff in the center. Got armor around his hips, a whole bunch of extra armor, which Superman obviously does not need because he is practically invincible, at least without the kryptonite. But checking out the bonuses, 2 out of 3 bonus health of 100, another 2 out of 3 bonus strength of 100, and then the 3 out of 3, that is where you get the blue heat vision, so turns it from red to blue, which is cool. I definitely dig the blue heat vision. I think it looks really good. I think it's actually better than the Supergirl's purple one, but I think this whole loadout looks really good, especially with the green and orange. I like the orange on there. Looks really nice. Moving on to the 4-piece set, Regime Regalia. It includes head, torso, arms, and the legs. Have the seal of the Winter Palace on for the emblem. I know you can pick up the emblem from the Justice League multiverse that they had a while back, but or a couple days ago, but I somehow deleted it. So even though I completed it and I should have put it on there, but I don't have it because I deleted it on accident. So I'm not sure if I'm ever going to get that back or if I can get it in a box. But this was the Justice League, I guess, gear, which is not Justice League, obviously, because it looks nothing like the Justice League stuff. With this set, again, he has a whole bunch of armor around his hips, even an extra layer on his lower hip portion, and then those shoulder pads, I guess, with the little pointy edges on them. I really do not like the shoulder pads, and I really don't like the armor on the hips either. That's just too much, I think, for Superman. Almost looks like he's wearing like a skirt or a dress or something when it goes, you know, that lower piece on there. But checking out the bonuses, we get 2 out of 4 bonus strength of 200, and then 4 out of 4 rage. Superman's total strength is increased by 10%, but defense is reduced by the same amount. So if you look up at the top where it gives his stats, strength, ability, defense, you see yellow strength goes up 10%, defense in red down 10%. So not really sure that I would consider that a bonus, considering it almost cancels out. Up 10% and down 10%. You really want some defense. I mean, 1300 defense is not very much. But anyway, this is what he looks like. Oh, got the Crimson Kryptonian alternate shader on there. That is one of his newer shaders, which I think looks really good. I like the red and dark gray. I think that looks nice. 5-piece set, which is my favorite set. Got the Sun, Last Son of Krypton, Bizarro's Worst, the original shader on there. That purple, I think that looks absolutely awesome. My favorite shader, I think, besides of course the tournaments and those expensive ones, but this whole loadout I think looks really good. It doesn't have any of those armor around the hips or nothing. The shoulders don't have the little pointy things on them. The emblem looks really nice. The cape, even though the capes are pretty basic, still looks good. Leg pieces, everything looks good I think on the 5-piece set. This is the set that I use for the bonuses, especially when I play the villains. Heroic Force, inflict 100% extra damage to villains. And then 5 out of 5 damage shield, 10% chance to gain a shield that reduces damage by 50% when hit. And if you look at the augments up there, I also have Heroic Force, inflict 19% extra damage to villains. So I got a couple of the pieces that have the Heroic Force on there for the augment, which add to that 100%. And you can get all 5 pieces with that augment on there, so you can get an extra 100% if you regen enough tokens, or use the regen enough. You can get up to 200% on villains, which is absolutely OP. I mean, in the multiverse only though, unfortunately, but that is what his 5-piece set looks like. But that's all of his epic gear sets. Now we are going to check out all the individual epic pieces. Alright, first up we have his head pieces. Head pieces, again, I like the head pieces without that face guard thing around his chin and stuff. I think without it looks really good, but most of his pieces have that little headpiece on there, and really it's just an alternation between those two, some without it, some with it, and that's pretty much all you get when it comes to the Superman headpieces. The capes do change just a little bit. They don't change too much though, as you see from these, just a couple of the little pieces on there, but pretty much there's not too much variety when it comes to the headpieces, just with that and without it. Moving on to the torso pieces, I have a lot of Superman gear. The torsos have that little neck guard at the top, which I think looks kind of silly, but still some of them have it on there. And then of course the chest pieces change. You got the little armor around the hips, and then chest piece and stuff, and then the belt of course changes as well. So it gives you a big variety, at least as far as the chest pieces go, depending on what you like. I personally, again, do not really like the ones that have those little hip pads and stuff on there. I think that looks unnecessary when it comes to Superman, but the more basic stuff I think looks better, especially with just a regular chest piece, I think, and then just a basic belt I think looks the best. Arm pieces now, so we got full gloves, we got wrist guards, we have shoulder guards, just different variations of that, and even some of the underneath, like the cloth and stuff, change I guess a little bit with the design. These ones that like poke out a little bit, I don't really like those. The ones that are kind of flat, I think, like this one, I think these are at least the best. They could have done some without anything. This is almost the closest you can get without any of the shoulder pads on there. But they should have done at least some of them that did not have any armor around the shoulder pads. I like these too, just because they're so close to the shoulders. They seem to fit the shoulders really well. But just without the shoulder pads would have been nice. At least one piece. But even his original, you know, still has armor there. Leg pieces. We got some boots. Obviously different armor on the boots. And then the knee guards. The lower hip guards, I guess. Random metal pieces placed around his legs. Most of his legs are they either look like this, the design of his pants either look like that, or they look like this. That's pretty much the only two variations that you have with his pants, and then you got just different armor around his boots and stuff like that. And then his last ones, we got the emblem or his seal. Some of these look really good and some of these look really silly. Seal of the Brainiac. I like this one that has the backward S. I think that looks really good too. The red sun. I like the red sun, which is very similar to the seal of the Winter Palace. There's that 5-piece set. This one looks a little silly. Again, that one looks just like the Seal of Strength. And then we got this one with the lightning bolt, which I think looks pretty decent. Some of these actually have, this one again looks a little weird, but some of these actually have pretty interesting augments on them, like this one. Even though the seal looks silly, has immovable objects. Superman's defense is increased 20% of his total defense. Since that is an augment, you can regen it and up that percentage. So you can at least change the look of it to look like something else and be able to get that immovable object. But this is the only piece that I've seen that has that on there. Increased 20%, which is really nice. I mean, 20 per every 100. You can get that defense up quite a bit with that one. But that is going to do it for all of his individual epic pieces. Now we're going to jump into practice mode and check out all of his abilities. So Superman doesn't have a lot of abilities, as you see, only 5 of them. But the first one, meteor drop, Superman flies into orbit, grabs a meteor, and smashes it onto the head of opponent, triggering a super move. So before we check out the abilities, again, we have the House of L armor on there, so I'll let you see the blue heat vision, what it actually looked like. And like I said, I think the blue looks absolutely awesome. Just is blue pretty much, just like the magenta one with Supergirl. Just looks really good. Just the color of the blue I think looks absolutely amazing. But that is what you get when you equip the House of L gear set on there. But getting into his abilities, the first one is pretty much just connect with the super move. I mean, if you can connect with the super move, hit the super move, he grabs the meteor, smashes it on top of him, and then he does his super move, which is really cool. I love the grabbing the meteor and then smashing it on the ground. I think that just looks really awesome that he can do that. Ground Tremor, Superman smashes the ground with his fist, creating a shockwave of damage. Meteor burning adds additional strike. Next one, we just got a low attack. Ground Tremor. It's just when he punches the ground. It doesn't have a radius in which you can hit him from all the way full screen. So you have to be at least somewhat close to him. Pretty actually darn close. You hit the meteor burn and he just hits the ground twice. Even with the meteor burn though, you still can't reach full screen, so you still got to be somewhat close to him. At least it's a little bit closer anyway, or you can be a little bit further away when you do the meteor burn. Air Heat Zap, Superman gains straight focused blast of heat vision while airborne. We have regular Heat Zap, was just his lasers on the ground. That is his regular one. And now Air Heat Zap gives you the, I guess, ability to do the exact same thing except just in the air. Krypton Charge, with extreme speed, Superman delivers a powerful flying attack. This one is just an air attack, flies across the screen, I guess somewhat similar to like Firestorm's does, and then hits him with, I guess, a punch to the face. Obviously you can get it when he's jumping, but you can do it when he's kind of low, just standing on the ground, which is cool. Definitely like this move because I use this a lot when it comes to Firestorm to get in close to the opponent, doing it through the air. Empowered Heat Zap. Superman's Heat Zap can now be meter burned to increase its damage and size. And the last one is just another one that has to do with the Heat Zap. So his little lasers, we have his regular Heat Zap, and then when you meter burn the Heat Zap, it just makes the laser bigger and gives more damage. So it looks like 50% more damage or so. Larger hitbox maybe, but still just some extra damage on the Heat Zap. But that is going to do it for all of Superman's epic gear sets, individual epic pieces, and his abilities. Again, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button. I will check you out in the next one. I am out. Peace.